Hey everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast. So, Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacers. Okay, this is probably could be the most entertaining series, right? But everybody consensus believes that Boston Celtics should handle their business, right? At this point of the NBA season, right? Regardless of what we say, the media says, right? You if you're in the Final Four, you gotta have hope, right? And for the Indiana Pacers, they got to ignore that noise and look at this opportunity to get to an NBA Finals, right? And tonight was their best shot at somewhat trying to get there, and they ruined it all by themselves, right? See, Boston, they came out in their typical fashion of about to blow you off the court and don't look back, and that's it, right? We've seen it in the previous series against the Cavs. And also in the first round, I forgot the team they play, whatever, right? But that's what they do, right? They'll lose a game at home, or they'll lose one game, and then they'll go off. The Miami Heat, right? And they'll lose a game, and then they'll just run it up, right? It's not even close. But in this particular series, though, will that work? I don't know, right? It seemed like the Pacers going up against Boston without KP, Kristaps Porzingis, that they matched up pretty well. The reason why they lost this game, the Pacers, is Tyrese Haliburton had some key. Well, number one, they talked on TV all night about fouling the three-pointer shot, or towards the end, they were like, should you foul to not, give him a three, right? They didn't do that. Siakam tries to close out. It was good defense. Tries to avoid contact. Jaylen Brown hits a three clutch, because in this game, Jason Tatum in the fourth quarter was starting to shrink. He turned it up in OT. Haliburton had a really bad turnover, and that was it for the Pacers, right? Usually in these type of series where the Pacers are the massive underdogs, you should win the game, right? This is the best shot. If you have an opportunity to win the game, you kept it close despite them getting off to a hot start, like a 12-0 start of the game. You cut the lead. Boston gets back up to another 13-point lead. They cut that. They take the lead, and it was poor late game execution. And look, Tyrese Haliburton had a decent game, right? For me, there's just something off about his game. I know he's more of a facilitator who can score. He's your traditional point guard. In today's NBA, he is the traditional point guard, right? And he's really good at it. 10 assists, right? He did what he needed to do to distribute the ball. But do we look at Tyrese Haliburton as a guy that closes games? Do we look at him as that true alpha on the team? I think the Pacers paid him like it. The NBA is pushing for him to be that for the Pacers, small market team. I just don't see it, And is he going to be in that discussion of those young players within Ant-Man? And you see Luka, the guys remaining. Haliburton, this year was put on the big stage, the All-Star game. There was a lot of talks about him. He was playing really well. He got injured. Now he's in the playoffs, and he's a good player. He's a really good player. But does he have greatness, right? I don't see that, man. And maybe he can get there. But right now, no. The late game shot at the end of regulation was horrible. Okay, a key turnover on his part in overtime. Not good, right? And now it's like they let the Celtics off the hook. If the Celtics had lost this game, it would have been typical Jason Tatum, what's going on? You didn't show up in the fourth, right? Jaylen Brown, luckily, miraculously bails him out, and Joe Mazzulla out this ball game, right? It took everybody contributing for the Boston Celtics on a high level. Tatum 36, Horford 15, Holiday 28, White 15, Brown 16, right? They got some contributions off the bench, but not that much. This game was heavily relied on the Celtics starters. There was a weird stretch in the game where McConnell was benched quite a bit in the fourth quarter, which for Naismith. And I thought McConnell was playing better defense and was getting to the basket a little bit better than Naismith, whatever, right? So look, this is not going to be the most glamorous series compared to the West, but we're going to talk about it because these are it's one of the Final Four teams, right? and we expect Boston to handle their business. And they're so lucky they didn't squander this game. And as for the Pacers, great spot to steal a game, to take a game. They couldn't do that. And Rick Carlisle made a challenge with Siakam, touching the ball. Stupid, right? I mean, for a championship winning coach like Rick Carlisle, I also felt he made a lot of mistakes in this game, right? That challenge, taking McConnell out for a long stretch in the third, I don't know what his message was to the team. It seemed like late game execution was poor. Siakam, points wise, good game. He had only 2 turnovers, but the turnovers he had, especially in the overtime, was horrible. Not good, right? So, look, we don't know for the Pacers who's that guy. Who's that A1 guy? They don't have it. It just seemed like it's collective effort, and that's fine. Everybody's looking at Haliburton. He's not that dude, And for the Boston Celtics, as a result of this game, this is why I don't have any faith in the Boston Celtics. Them coming out the East, if they are able to get through the Pacers, which everybody believes they can, I mean, you look at the 2 teams in the West that are about to go to war with the Mavericks and the Timberwolves. How could, after watching a performance like this, I know it's game 1, not trying to overreact, but I'm not overreacting because this is who Boston is. They try to run you off the court, and if the game gets close, you have a shot. The teams that are playing in the West with the Mavericks and the Timberwolves, man, it's starting to see like, Boston, if they get to the finals, I see them losing to the Mavericks or the Timberwolves, man. So anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think about this game, about the Pacers. Did the Celtics win this game? Did the Pacers lose this game? I think the Pacers lost this game when they had a chance to seize it. Couldn't do that, man. So anyways, let me know what y'all think. I'm out. Appreciate y'all.